Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 build video, and today I'll be going over my non-DLC Zane build called 3 Tree CCC. This build acts as an alternative to the 3 Tree Zac build, which acts as an any action skill build but getting Calm Cool collected instead of double barrel for infinite action skill uptime and using clone for utility. With this, you have to really focus on keeping your kill skills up because clone isn't there to get an easy kill to save you. But you do have a lot more time to kill since you don't have to worry about your action skills going away. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The save file will be found in my Discord, which is linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, and for the gear here, I like to have the crit at all time. This is really good for second wins, as well as activating kill skills as just a really strong weapon. If you don't want to use that as the main weapon, that's fine, but sometimes you mess up and can't keep your kill skills up. This is a really good way to get them back up and then swap to the weapon you want. Like, I like to use the redistributor on this. It's not the best gun on here, but it is fun. Just any meta weapon is good. I have the multi-tap, the Sandhawk, the OPQ system, the no pew pew. I've got the Moonfire, the Smog. Kibsworth is insane. We got some Lucian's Call, Chaos, the Hail. I also use the Backburner, and I just got a bunch of other random guns that I've done from testing. But you're basically just going to want any gun, and you're going to use Sentinel Cryo, and you can use Cryo Element if you want, or element matching. Cryo is technically going to be better freezing, but since we have Sentinel Cryo, it's not needed as much. But there's also the choice of using barrier crit as well as digi ammo regen, but I don't really like using ammo regen on here, so I either use barrier crit or Sentinel Cryo. And then for the shield, I like to use the Bana Sidorak. You could use like the Transformer or the Frozen Heart, not with action skill start, but with Sentinel move speed. Bana Sidorak will be the best for topped off uptime and just having full shields for Calm Cool collected. This is the best option. I have Wild Depleted on here, but it does not matter. It's literally any Bana Sidorak with Sentinel move speed. Move speed just helps with violent momentum. And then I have an It's Piss here. It's just really good for debuff. You'll have either drone or clone throwing grenades for you, applying that debuff, which is really nice, as well as getting that on grenade throw anointment going on for good and easy V2 damage. And then we have the Executor here. You can also use an anti-freeze as well as an infiltrator. Infiltrator doesn't really work well with CCC, but since it's not spamming action skill, infiltrator shouldn't be bad, especially when using the Bana Sidorak. Mainly just if you get a good infiltrator. Like Executor formula wise ends up being better because it has crit damage, cryo boost, and then just accuracy and handling is really nice quality of life there. And just a really easy farm where anti-freeze can be a bit tougher. The top rolls matter a lot compared to Executor top rolls where they're all good. But yeah, that's why I just really stick with Executor and Executor a lot for DLC limited Zane. But anti-freeze is still really nice to have for bossing. Just any violent momentum calm is really good to have for bossing paired with a snowdrift and a launcher. But for the class mod, I go with weapon type damage, and then splash radius is really nice for the hollow points and possible rad explosions. I don't use radiation on here, but you could as a main element. It's a weaker base damage, but it does give some source of good rad explosions. But yeah, weapon type, splash radius. I have splash damage here. It just kind of helps with the generalist passive, so I don't have a bunch of passes on here. But having weapon crit or manufacturer crit is also really good. It is additive with Executor or barrier crit, but it is consistent crit damage, which is really nice. Doesn't need an action skill active or a kill skill active, which is great. And then I like to use an Icebreaker Victory Rush with cryo damage or weapon type or effect damage in the second or third slot. This is more important if you have a splash weapon, but this is also just really nice for getting the hidden splash radius in the second or third slot of an artifact. This is good for the hollow points and possible rad explosions. and just any splash guns getting bigger increase. And then I really like mag size, but it's definitely needed. And you also have movement speed if you want, as well as action skill cooldown. This build, it doesn't matter as much for action skill cooldown, but you could still potentially have some downtime. And then I have a Snowdrift here for bossing. Any Snowdrift works. Snowdrift Victory Rush is good, but you may not always have this active for the badass, since you usually will swap to it for a boss fight. There may not be a badass to kill for it. And then there are some other shields that are good, and guns. Just basically everything if you have Season Pass as well. Like the Herald is really good. The Flipper is just two really good items in general. But I like to see how well it just does it with no DLC. So that's why I have no DLC gear included. Then for the skill tree, generic gun blue tree here, we have violent momentum going for the hundreds of gun damage with violent speed here to help with violent momentum. Only need 1 point in salvation, drone delivery so drone can throw grenades, points and cool hand for reload speed. We got seeing red for the kill skills active and the kill skill bonus. This is really just for the setup of when you activate your activate your action skills. You have your kill skills up for the start of combat. Violent violence here for fire rate. Playing dirty for the extra projectile. Good misfortune for the action skill duration increase. We do have calm cool collected here, so you don't technically need 3 points in here, but still better safe than sorry. You can put one and put them elsewhere here if you want. Very possible, and you can experiment how you like. And then we have death falls close for the kill skill bonus and kill skill duration. This will also help violent momentum, as violent momentum gets kill skill bonuses. And then you can mess with points with playing dirty, violent violence, cool hand, and cold bore. And technically good misfortune, since you can roll good misfortune on an executor. So you could have at least 1 point, so it's always here even if you don't have an executor. And then just mess with these other skills just to try and max out what you want, or just distribute and even out what you want. But then here we have the red tree with some points going into clone if you want to. You got Prey Mutinous for the mag size, borrowed time for the action skill duration increase. You got Donnybrook, which is nice for some consistent gun damage, as well as some health regen survivability, which will also help clone. Fractal Frag, so clone can throw grenades for you. Duct Tape mod, mainly here for the splash immunity. We got Quick Breather to help with clone survivability, as well as charging R's and clone shield. One pointed old U for the chance to get back up. This is really good because how we have it right now, if you go down, you could be screwed if you don't have like a good strong fight for your life weapon, or just in a bad situation, where clone is better here. And then you have Supersonic Man to give up movement speed for violent momentum. And then we go all the way down to the green tree capstone. We got ready for action. We've got brain freeze here for freezing. Rise to the occasion for some nice health regen. I've got distributed denial here just because it doesn't really do much with this build, but it's a one pointer. Adrenaline for the action skill cooldown when needed. Really expensive jacket for the reduced dot duration. Refreshment just for some nice life steal that isn't kill skill reliant. Calm Cool collected to constantly keep up our action skill. And then we have Nerves of Steel for accuracy and handling, which is really nice. And then Confident Competence for some accuracy and some consistent gun damage. And then for the action skills, I like to mainly use the Barrier and Sentinel, but you can also use the Clone. I'd say Barrier Sentinel is probably the strongest option, but if you do go down, you may have Fight for Your Life trouble, and that is where Digiclone is the better Fight for Your Life option, as it just gets you right back up. So for Barrier here, we have All-Rounder to protect you from everywhere, and then Deterrence Shield to help with staggering melee enemies, which really helps with survivability to stay out of Fight for Your Life. And then for Drone here, we've got Static Field to keep our shield up, as well as Bad Dose to give us movement speed and fire rate boost. And then for digiclone, I would go with which one's real for aggro draw, and then doppelbanger to reposition clone when needed. And then you'll want to use the speed demon with Mayhem 10 for the optimal damage. It definitely helps a lot. It is also a kill skill. We have speed demon there for all the movement speed for more gun damage. Then we just have Healy Avenger to Road Ranger post-mortem. This is like the ideal setup for the standard build. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This build is super fun and still plenty strong while taking a bit more thought to prioritize enemies to keep your kill skills up, especially when bossing. While it may not be the most powerful build, it can still deal great damage. Again, you can find the save file in my Discord, which is linked down below, as well as my other socials. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.